Cornelius Con Bernard Colbert, Irish, Conchúir Ó Colbáird, October 19, 1888 to May 8, 1916, was an Irish rebel and pioneer of Fianna Éireann. For his part in the 1916 Easter Rising, he was shot by firing squad in Kilmainham Gaol, Dublin, on May 8, 1916. Born in the townland of Montleana, Castle Mahone, County Limerick, he was the fourth youngest of 13 children of Michael Colbert, a farmer, and Honora McDermott. His family moved to the village of Athea when Con was 3 years old. He was educated at the local national school. In 1901, his family were living in the townland of Templethea West. A younger brother, James, and a cousin, Michael Colbert, would later serve as TDs. He left Athea at the age of 16 and went to live with his sister Catherine in Ranelagh, Company Dublin. Colbert continued his education at a Christian Brothers school in North Richmond Street. He was employed as a clerk in the offices of Kennedy's Bakery in Dublin. In 1911, he was living with Catherine, 2 other siblings and 2 boarders at a house on Clifton Terrace, Rathmines. Colbert was a deeply religious Catholic and refrained from smoking or drinking. Colbert was sworn into the IRB by his cousin Art O'Donnell in Art's Home in 1908. He joined Fianna Éireann at its inaugural meeting in 1909 and rose to Chief Scout. The following year he became a drill instructor at St. Enna's School, founded by Patrick Pearse. In 1912 he became head of an Irish Republican Brotherhood, IRB, circle within the Fianna started by Bulmer Hobson. During 1913 he was one of a number of Fianna who conducted military training at the Foresters' Hall in Rutland Square, now Parnell Square, and in November that year he joined the Provisional Committee of the newly formed Irish Volunteers. In the weeks leading up to the Rising, he acted as bodyguard for Thomas Clarke. Before the Rising, because he lived out of the city, he stayed with the Cooney family in the city centre. During Easter week, he fought at Watkins Brewery, Jameson's Distillery, and Marrowbone Lane. Thomas MacDonagh at 3:15 p.m. Sunday, April 30, surrendered to Brigadier General Lowe. MacDonagh then went around the garrisons under his command to arrange for their surrender. Colbert surrendered with the Marrowbone Lane garrison along with the South Dublin Union garrison, which had been led by Eamon Sant. When the order to surrender was issued, he assumed the command of his unit to save the life of his superior officer, who was a married man. They were marched to Richmond Barracks, where Colbert would later be court-martialed. Transferred to Kilmainham Gaol, he was told on Sunday, May 7 that he was to be shot the following morning. He wrote no fewer than 10 letters during his time in prison. During this time in detention, he did not allow any visits from his family. Writing to his sister, he said, "A visit would grieve us both too much." The night before his execution he sent for Mrs. O'Merchant, who was also being held prisoner. He told her he was proud to die for such a cause. "I will be passing away at the dawning of the day." Holding his Bible, he told her he was leaving it to his sister. He handed her 3 buttons from his volunteer uniform, telling her "They left me nothing else," before asking her when she heard the volleys of shots in the morning for Eamon Sant, Michael Mallon, and himself, would she say a Hail Mary for the souls of the departed. The soldier who was guarding the prisoner began crying, according to Mrs. O'Merchant, and recorded him saying, "If only we could die such deaths." Colbert was shot by firing squad the next morning on May 8, 1916. Colbert Railway Station in Limerick City is named after him. Con Colbert Road in Dublin is named in his honour. Fianna Fáil Cumann in the University of Limerick is named after him. Colbert Street in his native Athea, County Limerick is named after him, as is the local community hall. Colbert Avenue and Colbert Park, Janesborough, Limerick City are also named after him. On May 4, 1958 a plaque was erected over a bed in Barrington's Hospital, County Limerick. The plaque has since disappeared. In May, 100 years after his execution, a full-scale limestone sculpture of him was unveiled at the gable of his one-time house in Montleana, County Limerick.